guys, thank you for clicking on the video. Today I want to talk about the new movie Respect, the story of Aretha Franklin starring Jennifer Hudson and Marlon Wayans. I want to do this in the good, the bad, the ugly format just so I can keep my thoughts together, because this is my first movie review, and it's the first movie that I ever felt like I wanted to review. But I did go see the movie this weekend, and I just want to talk about it. So before I get into the movie, I will say, if you are planning to see this movie, if you're on the fence, I'm just going to start out by saying go see it. Go see it. I think it was entertaining. It was musically entertaining. But there are some things about it that I didn't like, but I still overall think it was a good movie. So we'll start out with the good things about this movie. The first good thing about this movie is that the casting. The casting was top notch. Jennifer Hudson as Aretha Franklin. I'm sorry, nobody else could have played that part in this time, in this day and age. I know Cynthia Erivo, she did her thing with National Geographic. I did watch some of those episodes, and I have to say, and I don't want to be negative towards anyone's art, but I was not impressed. I just did not see Aretha. I didn't feel Aretha in Cynthia's performance. However, in Jennifer Hudson's performance, I mean, I actually cried on some of the scenes. I laughed. Her father, Reverend C.L. Franklin, was played by Forrest Whitaker, which we know Forrest Whitaker is an outstanding actor. I mean, there's nothing, in my opinion, that Forrest Whitaker can do wrong when it comes to acting and portraying different characters. So he made you fear Reverend C.L. Franklin. He, you know, had stature. The emotion and the drama behind, you know, his relationship with Aretha, with the community as a minister, also as a host to his Saturday night parties, made you just kind of fear him, kind of love him, and kind of hate him. So I really enjoyed Forrest Whitaker's performance. Also, Marlon Wayans as Ted White. Now, the thing about this is that I don't know who Ted White is. I mean, I know Aretha was married to him, but we don't know. I've never seen who he is as far as his character, his personality, his aura, I guess you could say. So Marlon Wayans playing him, it was just this fictional character, but we know he's not fictional. But I think Marlon, as a comedic actor doing a dramatic role, I think he did a great job. He made me dislike him. I was attracted to him, you know, when he was pursuing Aretha. So I think he did his job, but I also felt like he was just a little bit uncomfortable. He was trying, but he did a great job. Also, one of the standout stars to me, I'm sorry y'all, is Mary J. Blige as Dinah Washington. She wasn't on the screen a lot, but the times when she was on the screen, she did command that performance. She took over the scene, as they say. She did it. I was like, go ahead, Mary. I really enjoyed her as Dinah Washington. She played Dinah Washington. Who else? Titus Burris as, oh my goodness, as James Cleveland. That was a good casting, because if he looks like James Cleveland in a way. He had the lisp. You know, James Cleveland had that lisp. He had him down, and he did an excellent job. And the guy that played Jerry Wexler, I can't remember the names. I'm sorry. I think his name was Mark something, but he was funny. I don't know Jerry Wexler's personality, but honey, he was funny. He was not afraid of Ted White. You could tell he was used to working with black people, and he just did his thing and supported Aretha. So I enjoyed his performance. And I believe, as far as the casting, I'm trying to think who else. Oh, the little girl that played Aretha, little Aretha. She was breathtaking. I'm gonna have to put her name on the screen because I had my notes here. I didn't want to say this, but I had my notes here on my computer, but my battery just died, so I can't look at my notes. So I'm going right straight off the dome with this. But the little girl, she did an excellent job. She made you really feel for her and her situation during that time, and she was a great singer as well. So yeah, so everybody did a great job. I don't think anybody failed this movie as far as the second thing that was good about this movie, I guess you could say the cinematography, the look of the movie, the feel of the movie, the colors, the richness of the characters, the costuming, the dresses that the ladies wore. It just reminded me how feminine and graceful women were back in the 50s. Now the movie started in 1952 and went to 1972, showing Aretha's life, but just the style of dress, I paid more attention to the women and how they were dressed, with the hair, with the makeup. It was great. And I don't know if you guys notice, I've been, learning my makeup skills, working on my makeup skills. So I tried to do a wing eye today in honor of that time period. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know. Maybe the worst wing liner in history, but I tried. But anyway, so like I said, the costuming, the cinematography was great. All that was great. Some of the scenes that were good to me, the scenes when she was in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, working with the band, coming in, not realizing they were a white band, them not knowing her, but how they just creatively got together and created Never Loved a Man. And I think that was one of the only songs she recorded in Alabama, was Never Loved a Man. She did work with that band, I think, throughout her Atlantic years, but they flew back and forth. They flew up to New York, where she lived at the time, and worked with her. But just their whole creative process, I love seeing that. I love seeing people who love music, who can create music. I love that kind of behind the scenes thing. So that's what they gave us in the Muscle Shoals scene. Also, another good scene, I would say, some of the church scenes. Growing up in church, I remember Sunday mornings, the church choir, singing their hearts out, people shouting, the preacher preaching, everybody dressed up and looking nice. So just the church scenes, to me, I really enjoyed those. And then maybe another scene that I really liked, let's see. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed the scenes with young Aretha and her mother. I wanted to kind of know more. I wish they would have showed. Audra McDonald played her mother. And I kind of wanted to know more. It was just a sweet and tender moment between mother and daughter. So I really did enjoy those scenes. They were not many. It was only maybe one or two scenes. And okay, so now I guess we'll just go along to the bad. So the bad in this movie, to me, is that, and I read David, I think his name is David Ritz. I read his book. So if you've read the book, you know Aretha's life. However, with this movie, you can tell that Aretha did not want y'all knowing her business. She did not want y'all knowing the details of her life. And I got the feeling that if Aretha was young here today, she would love Instagram, because Aretha was very adamant about curating the life that the public saw. And it may even be, I don't know, well, I'm not going to say Beyonce, but because it's not that Aretha was private, she was just always aware of what was out there about her. So she wanted all the good stuff out there. They said she would even sometimes call Jet Magazine and let them know, hey, I did this today. I bought a house, I bought a car. So she curated her life outside of reality. And this movie pretty much stayed in line with that. This movie did not let you know a whole lot about Aretha's business. I mean, you will learn the highlights. You will learn that, okay, yes, she was C.L. Franklin's daughter. Yes, she had a musical talent. Yes, she had her first child at 12 years old. Yes, she had an abusive husband. Yes, she recorded 9 albums at Columbia Records that did nothing. Yes, she didn't have her first hit till she got with Atlantic Records. I mean, it would let you know, yes, she knew Dr. Martin Luther King. Yes, she wanted to work in civil rights. But that's it. It was just an outline of her life. The movie never really went into detail, even just a little detail about certain things. Like certain things I wanted to know that I didn't know from watching the movie is her mother. Okay, we know her mother died, but we don't know how she died. Like, I felt like that was a detail that could have been put in the movie. We don't know how she died, but the mother did die of a heart attack, by the way. We don't know, as a pregnant 12-year-old, well, of course, we don't even know who got her pregnant. We don't know who the fathers of her first 2 children were. We still don't know that. And she made sure that we didn't know that. She made sure she took that to her grave. Ted White, they say in the movie, she tells Ted, I know what you do and I don't care. But we don't know what he did. What does he do? So, but I mean, general knowledge is that he was a pimp. He was a street dude. And he made his money on the streets. I don't know if he sold drugs or he just was a pimp. But we definitely know his father did not like him. We also don't know what it was like being 12 years old and pregnant. Like what happened when your family found that out? What was it like in your house? What did your father say? What did he do? The grandmother, Mama Franklin, she was there, but it just seemed like nobody cared that she was 12 years old and pregnant. Like, what did the church say? I mean, it was just little details like that I felt like they could have did a little bit more. Yeah. Also on the bad, I'm gonna say, and this is not really a bad thing, but I'm starting to sweat because it's warm in here in these lights. It's not a bad thing, but Jennifer Hudson's performance was excellent. The acting was excellent. But I really wasn't impressed about the singing. I'm sorry. Now, I know Jennifer Hudson can blow. I love Jennifer Hudson. I'm a fan. But you can tell maybe with Aretha's songs, she had to do some vocal acrobatics that she wasn't used to. And she did the best she could, but the singing just didn't take me there. But the acting did. The acting did. Now, I don't know, somebody, we always compare Jennifer Hudson to Fantasia. Definitely Fantasia could not have acted this role. But I wonder if Fantasia could have sang the role. I don't know. But anyway, that was just one of the things, like with the Amazing Grace scene. They kind of, showcased her doing the documentary Amazing Grace, and Jennifer Hudson sung Amazing Grace. It was nice, but it just wasn't that moving performance that we know a singer like Aretha Franklin could give. Also, when she sung, it was at Madison Square Garden. Oh my goodness, I think she sung Think. Oh my God. Oh, I can't remember. I think it was Think. The scene was nice with all the crowd and the hype and the energy, but the performance, again, I'm like, I wasn't feeling that. So anyway, and then the other bad thing is just the men in the movie. All of the men were abusers. They were drunks. They were shysty. They were whores. I mean, they were off. I mean, I'm sorry, even C.L. Franklin, I'm sorry. It was just like all the men, they just dominated over the women. I mean, maybe you can say her second husband, I think his name was Ken, he was the tour manager. They didn't show him mistreating her or dominating over her, but it was just pretty much the men in the movie. just kind of made me wonder, like, what? I don't know. But anyway, that's all I could think of as far as the bad. If I had to say, just the pacing. The movie was 2 hours and maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and it felt long. You felt like you were sitting for 2.5 hours. So the pacing was kind of slow, and it just didn't keep you interested. You could find yourself kind of drifting off in your thoughts sometimes. But that's it. That's all the bad. Okay, now, and the last part is just on to the ugly. The ugly is not really the movie, because the movie did what it was supposed to do. It was a Hollywood produced movie. It was spoon-fed to you. It went down very smooth. It wasn't too spicy. It wasn't too, salty. It was sweet and cool. It was like ice cream just going down your throat. So that's fine. But the ugly is that Aretha's life, it was just, somebody, being 12 years old or 10 years old and molested, and 12 years old having your first child, and nobody talks about it, nobody says anything about it, but you're just made to go on through life. And so they talked about Aretha's demons throughout the movie, and how she would go into these deep, dark depressions, how she abused alcohol, how she was sexually promiscuous, and just all of those bad behaviors, I feel like was just her calling out. And Aretha died when she was in her 70s, and she carried all of that hurt throughout her life, and she was hurting throughout her life. It's like, James Cleveland told her, the music will save your life. I'm like, yeah, the music will save your life, but Aretha, she needed the music, she needed God, but Aretha needed a good therapist. She needed somebody to pull that shit out of her and just help her deal with it, because it's like she was just dying. And I don't know, it was just so sad to me. So it was just, that's the ugly to me. When they showed the scene of her standing at the counter at 12 years old, she's standing and she's drinking a glass of milk, and then she turns around and you see that belly. Oh, it just broke my heart. So I just hate that Aretha never really got the help that she needed and the respect. I mean, yeah, we respected her as a superstar, as a singer, but baby, she needed somebody to respect her as a human being, as a woman, and I just don't feel like she got that all the time. So outside of that, I mean, that's it. That's my little review. I think the movie is worth seeing. If you're out, you want to go see it, go see it. Like I said, it's entertaining. The music is entertaining. The story, like I said, they spoon feed it to you, so you're not shocked. Now, I will say as a side note, watching the few episodes from the National Geographic movie Genius, they really go into detail, and you will learn a whole lot more. Also, if you read the book by David Kitts, you would definitely learn more about Aretha and what she did not want the world to know. All right, so thank you again for watching this review. It was my first one. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope I really gave you something that you can take with you and help you decide if you want to go see this movie. I guess out of a score out of 1 to 100, I would give this movie a solid 87. It's a B. Let's say a 90. It's a B+ movie. It's a B+ movie. Yeah, definitely. All right, y'all. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment down below. Talk to me. I'll talk back to you. Let me know if you saw the movie, what you think. And subscribe to my channel as I bring you content about makeup. I'll be doing some other different things. I'm not sure just what, but this is something different. So subscribe, and I really appreciate it.